You know, there's just something about kitchens from the 1950s that hits different. They had charm. They had soul. The fridge had curves like a classic car. The radio was always humming. And there was always something baking in the oven, usually something with a stick of butter and a whole lot of love. Today, let's take a sweet little stroll back in time and look at 10 kitchen features from the 1950s that you just don't see anymore. But oh, do I miss them. 1. Pastel-colored appliances. Back then, your fridge didn't have to be boring. In fact, it shouldn't be. People had baby pink ovens, mint green refrigerators, and even soft blue mixers that matched the countertops. Everything in the kitchen had this sweet, cheery vibe, like it was dressed up just to make you smile. After the war, folks wanted joy in their homes, and color felt like a fresh start. Now, everything's stainless steel. Pretty, sure, but a little cold, don't you think? 2. Metal cabinets that clanged. If you grew up in a mid-century home, you probably remember the sound of those metal cabinet doors. They had this soft clunk when you shut them, and they'd last forever. Most were painted white or pale yellow, sometimes even turquoise, and they gave the kitchen this cool, space-age look. My mom used to clean them every weekend, like they were brand new. But over time, people said they felt too industrial, so it came back, and the metal cabinets slowly faded away. 3. Dinette sets with chrome legs and vinyl seats. These were in just about every kitchen back then. A shiny Formica table with chrome frame, and 4 matching chairs with vinyl cushions, usually red, teal, or lemon yellow. It wasn't fancy, but it was full of life. We'd sit there for meatloaf Mondays, birthday pancakes, or just a cup of coffee and a quiet moment. Eventually, people swapped them for big dining tables, but that little set, it was the heart of the kitchen. 4. Built-in flour sifters. This one's for the bakers out there. Inside a cabinet, you'd find a built-in flour sifter. Just pour in the flour, turn the crank, and out came the fluffiest stuff. It made baking feel a little magical. No box mix, no shortcuts, just old-fashioned cakes and cookies, the way Grandma made them. But once pre-sifted flour and fancy mixers came around, these handy sifters quietly disappeared. 5. The ironing board that lived in the wall. Believe it or not, kitchens back then often had a secret little ironing board built right into the wall. You'd open a little door, pull it down, and iron a blouse while your casserole cooked. It was smart, space-saving, and super convenient. I remember my aunt ironing shirts while keeping one eye on the pot roast. Today, we've got laundry rooms, but something about those multitasking days still makes me smile. 6. Tile countertops in cheery colors. Before granite and quartz were trendy, it was all about tile. Checkerboard patterns, pastel squares, even glossy pink with white grout. They gave the kitchen character. Each one a little different, a little personal. But they were a pain to clean, especially the grout lines. So folks eventually moved on, and tile countertops slowly became a thing of the past. 7. The kitchen radio that kept you company. Under the cabinets, tucked just out of the way, was the kitchen radio. Not loud, not flashy, just soft music, a morning show, or the afternoon ball game while you cooked or cleaned. It filled the space with life. Even if you were alone in the kitchen, it didn't feel that way. But with TVs and cell phones taking over, the under-cabinet radio quietly went silent. 8. Little appliance garages. These were such a clever touch. A small nook with a little roll top or lift-up door, tucked in the corner of the counter. Your toaster, blender, or mixer stayed right there, easy grab, but hidden from sight. It kept the kitchen looking tidy, but still totally lived in. Now, with everything open concept and minimal, those sweet little garages are long gone. 9. Wall ovens that look like the future. In the 1950s, a wall oven felt like a luxury. It wasn't under the stovetop. It was built right into the wall, sometimes with shiny chrome trim and a big ticking timer. It looked so modern back then, like cooking in a spaceship. But newer homes didn't always make room for that setup, and combo ranges became the norm. Still, I swear, nothing bake a pie quite like that old oven. 10. Patterned linoleum floors. These floors had personality. You could find stars, swirls, speckles, even little flowers or retro shapes in soft colors. They were warm under your feet and easy to mop up after Sunday dinner. I remember walking barefoot across that floor in the morning, hearing the click of the coffee pot and the rustle of the newspaper. Today's floors might be fancier, but they'll never feel quite like that. Studio microphone outro, gentle and inviting. Kitchens back then weren't just for cooking. They were where life happened, where birthdays were celebrated, arguments were settled, and cookies were stolen off the tray while they were still warm. If this brought back a memory, or reminded you of your mom or grandma's kitchen, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Be sure to hit that like button. And if you enjoy walking down memory lane like I do, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for joining me on American Rewind. Yellow Heart.